public request record from Sarpy County Sheriff's Office. Sarpy County Sheriff's Office. Get the body cam footage from about, I'll get the exact times, but they were called to a pump and pantry gas station around midnight. I just left there at about 1:50 a.m. on the 9th of May. When I showed up, it was the 8th of May. Get their body cam footage. What happened? I went in, I got my gas, I went inside. It was a female worker, about 70 years old. We got to talking about politics and this and that, right? She's clearly a Trump supporter. I explained to her, I don't agree with either side, but Trump is not as bad as the rest, whatever, but he's still full of shit. So she said, because I asked if there was hot food, she said, no, not this time of night. She offered to cook me some hot food. I said, no, I'm good. Then she said, you want to go out and smoke a cigarette? I said, sure. My cigarettes were in the car, so I asked if I could buy one from her. She gave me one. We talked for about 5 more minutes, so we're talking 15 minutes total by now, I think, roughly. Then 2 cars pull up. She goes inside and helps these guys, right? I'm still standing there because she didn't say, okay, well, have a good night. So I'm thinking I'm rude if I walk off, and we were having good conversation. So I wait, and then her and one of the guys comes out, and we talk for about 20 more minutes, the 3 of us. Then she goes inside, and he says, look, buddy, you need to hit the road. And he's military. We learned that from the conversation. They knew each other. And I'm like, excuse me? Oh, yeah, you're creeping her out. She called me and told me to come here. I'm like, oh, really? So we just been sitting here for a half hour, all having friendly conversation because she called you to tell you that she wants me to leave. Something don't sound right to me here. And then later when talking to the sheriffs, I realized, okay, if she wanted me to leave, when she went in to help them, why didn't she say, okay, well, I'm going to get back to work, see you later? Why didn't she say that? No. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to just stand there and not, and think that, okay, you're just going to, leave. I'm nobody, so it's not like you need to say, oh, well, have a good night, and if I leave, I'm being rude. But I did enjoy the conversation, right? I don't socialize, but it was good conversation. So anyway, this guy thought, he like always, they assume I'm a criminal with drugs, or he's like, I'm going to call the cops if you don't leave, and they'll breathalyze you. I said, good, because you're the one that smells like alcohol, buddy, so why don't you get on the phone and do that? He pretends he's calling him, and then he puts his phone back in his pocket. Then some minority guy pulls up. I think he's military too, though, because he had like a flag on the shirt, on the shoulder. And then I start saying, so why are you harassing me? Because I want this guy to hear it. He goes inside, and then the other guy, I call the sheriff, or the cops. I call the cops, because I'm like, you want to threaten me? I'm calling the cops because you think I'm a criminal. Let me just call them then. So I'm on the phone calling him, and then he goes inside to get his story straight with her, and then he comes back outside, says, looks like you got another witness. I said, oh, who? Her? No, that other guy in there. So he's admitting that I got another witness because they're in the wrong harassing me. So the officers all show up. I say, he's the one who's drinking. You need to breathalyze him, which I wouldn't do. That's none of my business. But when he's threatening me like that, well, then you're going to get the same treatment back. You're supposed to be held to a higher standard. You're military. So after explaining to the cops and talking about all kinds of shit, right? The sheriffs, there's like 5 of them, dude. They got 5 cars for me, right? After explaining all that, and I said, okay, so if she wanted me to leave, why are we sitting there for a half hour conversing if they want me to leave? Why are we having all this conversation if they want me to leave? They don't have an answer for that. And I say, if she wanted me to leave and if she felt threatened when she went in to help them, why didn't she make it a note like, okay, I got to get back to work, see you later. That would be the sensible thing to do if you wanted someone to leave, right? And now that your hero's here, you should have no problem telling me I have to leave. So why do you have to go in, and then this tough guy, military guy, has to abuse his authority and act like he has some authority to tell me to leave and try and intimidate me, right? Not gonna happen, not gonna work. So then the cops show up and they have to find out what kind of pieces of shit they are if they don't do what they're supposed to, and they don't do it. I said, this is why I don't fucking live here. This is why I don't come here to your cities in Nebraska and Iowa, because you people are all pieces of shit. This is why I'm never here. Do you understand? I just got here, and I'm already dealing with this shit. Right? Go get the body cam footage. Anybody can request it. Do it. Gretna, Nebraska, Sarpy County Sheriff's Office, May 9th after midnight. So 12 a.m., May 9th, up to almost 2 a.m. Get their body cam footage. There's like 5 of them. And you can find out what they said about me inside. They claimed we're telling the same stories. That fucking guy is drunk. I said, if I was drunk, I'd be going to jail right now. They said, no, you wouldn't. Bullshit. Did I not just post a video where the girl was saying they want you to leave now? They want you to leave now. And another video, don't engage in any kind of confrontation. You don't want any confrontation. It's not going to end well. I didn't think about that till we were already almost an hour into the confrontation that I was warned they were going to pull this shit. Get the body cam footage.